5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Today marks a sad day in history for St. Louis. 3 years ago, a lone gunman stormed inside Central Visual and Performing Arts High School and opened fire. Tonight, our community is remembering those who lost their lives and supporting those still healing from the tragedy. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson. A student and teacher lost their lives during the shooting at CVPA. Several others were hurt. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend takes us to tonight's prayer vigil.
It began with soft, comforting music and prayer.
Brothers and sisters,
flashing back to a day filled with shock, chaos, and immense pain.
This moment of horror that words can't really capture.
Police say on the morning of October 24th, 2022, Orlando Harris, a former student, broke inside Central Visual and Performing Arts High School in South St. Louis and opened fire. 15-year-old Alexandria Bell, a 10th grader, and 61-year-old Jean Kushka, a popular physical education teacher, were killed. 7 others, including students, were injured. Harris died during a shootout with police.
Their mom and their child should have been safe at their school that day. It shouldn't have happened.
This prayer vigil at St. Margaret of Scotland Catholic Parish Friday night marked the 3rd anniversary of the school shootings. It was a chance for the community to honor the lives of Alex.
She was known for her beautiful smile, her bright and kind spirit. Alex should still be here.
And Mrs. Kushka.
my mom did what she had always done. She protected her students.
Also pray for their loved ones and the many people who were at the high school that day who continue to be affected by the tragedy. Joe Kushka says his mom was their brave matriarch.
Education was not just her job, but her calling.
During the memorial, the crowd also lit candles for and called out the names of 249 young people under the age of 18 killed by gun violence in St. Louis City and County since last year's CVPA vigil. As the CVPA family unites in love and peace.
Continue the journey of healing and to try to vision a path of hope.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And today, the family of Jean Kushka filed a lawsuit related to the shooting. BJC Health System, Washington University Medicine, and several other healthcare providers were named as defendants in the suit. It alleges the providers failed to warn the school about threats made by the shooter during psychiatric appointments. The family is asking for $100 million in damages. BJC tells us they plan to contest the allegations. Tonight, we are learning new information about this North County house explosion. 5 people were hurt, 1 home was leveled, and more than a dozen homes were damaged near Florissant in August. Today, a new 41-page report details eyewitness accounts of the blast. 5 on your side tracked down this video of the explosion captured right as it happened. One man says he smelled gas in his home the night before, then heard a click the next day, just moments before the house blew up. His family said the home had a kitchen fire earlier this year and they'd been living in a hotel during repairs. They say they weren't aware of any work done on the gas system or gas appliances. The report says very large quantities of gas were flowing into the home about 14 hours before the explosion. Investigators say the blast occurred when natural gas ignited, but where the gas came from remains a mystery. Spire's director of field operations says they found no leaks on the gas main. There were no record of calls for service in the area in the 3 months leading up to the explosion. Bomb and arson investigators also didn't find any leaks. Yet police say there was a sudden surge of gas inside the home at the time of the blast. And we have more details from that report right now on KSDK.com. You can find the story under the As Seen on TV section. Tonight, a new partnership is pushing to end gun violence in the Hamilton Heights neighborhood. That's where a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old toddler were injured in separate shootings earlier this week. Leaders say the violence in this area has gone on for too long. Now they're teaming up with the Crown Mark gas station on Dr. Martin Luther King Drive to take action. The store supervisor says this location has seen several shootings and they are ready to help change that.
I believe it starts in the streets and then it escalates over here to our gas station.
Put the guns down, bring some resources into our neighborhood so we can change the norm, because over here, this is a norm.
We have the best technology center in the city. They know exactly what's going on. You know, where's the alderwoman, you know, in this area? When you call, no answer, no response.
We asked Alderwoman Pam Boyd if she plans to work with these community leaders to address crime in this part of her ward. She didn't address that question, but released a statement saying, in part, these incidents highlight the urgent impact of gun violence on our most vulnerable population and underscore the need for stronger public and political will to act. The trial against former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson was wrapped for the week. Grayson is charged in the shooting death of Sonia Massey. Today, jurors only heard testimony from one witness. The state called a law enforcement professor, Seth Stoughton, to the stand. He walked jurors through his analysis of police body cameras from that night. He testified Grayson acted inappropriately several times during his interaction with Massey based on national policing standards. Grayson's defense asked Stoughton if he felt Massey was a threat when she lifted a pot right before she was shot. He agreed she was a threat, but said Grayson made a series of, quote, unsound decisions, which led to the shooting. Testimony resumes Monday. And tonight we are tracking Tropical Storm Melissa. The storm has been pushing through the Caribbean over the past few days. It has already reportedly killed 3 people in Haiti and caused severe flooding in the Dominican Republic. And now Melissa has her eyes set on Jamaica as we give you a live look where millions are preparing for Melissa to become a major hurricane. So let's bring in meteorologist Lance Blocker. You have been tracking Melissa for many days and this intensity of this tropical storm now, right?
Right. Yeah, tropical storm now. We do expect it to become a major hurricane. And to be honest with you, Kelly, it's a scary situation out there. This one's intensifying rapidly. It's still a tropical storm, but over the next 24 hours, it will become a hurricane. Check it out right here. You can see that storm beginning to organize there in the central Caribbean. The forecast track for this brings it into Jamaica over the next 24 to 48 hours. And Kelly, I was in Helene last year. I witnessed people being rescued from the waters. I saw the Texas Border Guard out there, Utah folks out there trying to help people, get them to safety. And so I say that to say this. I don't say this lightly. This system has a very real potential to be worse than Helene down there.
That could be devastating. So right now, even though it's a tropical storm, what are you and all the meteorologists, are they forecasting what it could be? Could it become a 5?
Yes, it's certainly going to be close to a 5. The wording has ramped up dramatically. The National Hurricane Center issuing this statement earlier. I'm going to read this to you. Potential catastrophic flash flooding and landslides are possible across portions of Jamaica and the southern Dominican Republic, while catastrophic flash flooding is ongoing in southern Haiti. They say that peak storm surge, so that's just the water from the sea there, could rise up to 10 feet above ground level, and it will be accompanied by large and highly destructive waves. So they've really increased the wording on this system, trying to get word out. And so we want folks here too, that if you're part of any type of church group or emergency response, to now is the time to start thinking ahead. What can we do to help?
Or have loved ones in those areas.
Correct,
too.
for sure. Yep.
All right. I know you'll keep an eye and keep us posted. All right, coming up, payday brings heartbreak for thousands of St. Louis families as the government shutdown drags on. How some are now turning to food pantries to survive.
Family business.
Our family watching out for your family. Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Right now, the government shutdown is just hours away from entering day 25. Tonight, the growing impact is spreading to the wallets of federal workers. While today may be payday for many people across the St. Louis region, thousands of federal employees weren't paid. Now, impacted families are leaning on community support to put food on their tables. 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki spent the day at a South County pantry whose sole focus is ensuring our troops stay fed.
At JB Patriot Pantry,
I'm afraid that it's going to get very tight.
Volunteers are working double time to make sure the shelves stay stocked through the government shutdown.
We've had concern from some of the active military that came through already regarding the future if it continues. how they're going to support their families and be able to put a meal on their table.
I mean, it's definitely affecting us for sure. You know, it's been pretty hard.
While service members like Tech Sergeant Clinton Vos have become familiar faces at the pantry.
It's been a great help to us, and you know, everybody has low times, if you will, with finances and things of that nature. You know, we can control only so much.
The shutdown sent other service members like Sergeant Kurt Fisher to the pantry for the first time to try to save money.
How much do you think this saves?
Probably like $200, $300.
Every little bit helps.
As they wait anxiously to find out if they will get their next paycheck.
It'd be really nice to get things go back to normal, to get regular pay back.
Vos admits it can be tough for many service members to accept the help.
This isn't a handout, this is a thank you.
We're happy to help them, and the community as a whole helps support, put everything on our shelves. It's heartwarming.
All active duty and retired service members are invited to stop by JB Patriot Pantry to pick up the essentials every Wednesday and Friday from 10 a.m. until 1. Their next drive-through giveaway will be held November 15th. Reporting in South County, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
As JB Patriot Pantry gears up for the holiday season, Ferguson says they are in need of stuffing, cake mix, potatoes, and even turkeys. For more information on how to donate, look for this story under the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com and the 5+ app. Now let's check in again with meteorologist Lance Blocker. We had talked about Tropical Storm Melissa. Now let's talk about our weather closer to home.
Yeah, much quieter, of course, here over the weekend. We've got a chance for some rain, maybe a few isolated showers tomorrow. You can see a few showing up on radar. Most of that activity not making it down to the ground. A lot more widespread rain down to our southwest. Unfortunately, most of that won't make it here over the coming days. You can see tomorrow again, we start out maybe a few isolated showers during the early afternoon, then a better chance as we move through the overnight hours Saturday night on in through Sunday morning. Then Sunday night, we finally get the atmosphere worked over with more widespread moisture. That's going to allow by the late afternoon hours rain to begin and spread south to north across the area. Light to moderate rainfall, basically occasionally throughout much of the afternoon. You can see rainfall totals generally will be light, under 1/4 inch for most folks, but down to the south, though, could get closer to about 4/10 of an inch of rain in the most southern locations across our area. All right, here's a look at the 7-day forecast. 60% chance of rain likely on Sunday. Check out these temperatures. Highs only topping out in the upper 50s to lower 60s. We do have another system on the way after we get through this one on Sunday. So Monday is a brief reprieve. Then another cold front moves through. That brings scattered showers to our region on Tuesday. Then that exits the area, so a little bit more active weather with some rain chances over the next 4 or 5 days, and then we clear out towards the end.